I don't know if it's because my parents gotten soft or what, but they certainly were a lot less, should I say, a lot more forgiving, gentle. I mean, I don't know if they're because they're the daughters, but or whatnot. But sometimes, Flame, was that like for you? You got all the beatings, but Thaddeus just chilling.
No, we got
It was even, huh?
He caught a rope, I had to give one to
Oh, it's coming out now, Mother. Well, my parents were not fair in that way, I guess. Because when it was me, oh, it was most definitely me. When it was them, it was also me.
You are your sister's keeper, isn't it?
But we all have fun and games, but that's Almighty Yah. He reigns on the just and the unjust. His sun shines on the just and the unjust. Because his eye is on the good and the evil. In Isaiah chapter 41, verse 9. Isaiah 41, verse 9 and 10. This is Almighty Yah speaking to his people. And through prophet Isaiah. And he's speaking through prophet Isaiah, through the book, thousands of years later, to us. To remind us something. You know, and praise Yah, we ended up talking a little bit about this last night with my sisters. Who here knows that when you are keeping the commandments of the Most High Yah, when you are worshiping His name, His Son's name, we are, as we say, set apart. Right? Verse 9, thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, thou art my servant. I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy Elohim. I will strengthen you, yea, I will help you. And yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Almighty Yah chose us from all the people. Now, I know there are smarter people out there than us, according to the world's standards. There are definitely richer people than us, according to the world's standard. And maybe there are also better looking people than us. According to their standards. But as my dad says, I am better looking than Chinese. Every time a student asks him, are you Chinese, Mr. Dante? When he was in Texas, when he was visiting my sister, they all went to the congregation that my sister's been going through. And I don't know if my dad will testify this or not, but here I am. He was asked to say something. He was encouraged by the Spirit of Almighty Yah to say something, because apparently that pastor in there never lets anyone speak. He needs to know what they're going to say. Rightly so. But the people were surprised that this man he just met, he's giving the floor to. Because it wasn't even when my dad asked or nothing like that. My dad walked in, and then he told my dad, I don't know why, brother, But there's something in me that's just telling me, I have to let you speak. He didn't know my dad was coming. He saw my dad and thought, there's something in me telling me he has to speak. And of course, my dad told all his jokes. All the daddy jokes that supposedly I will never get tired of. My mom will never get tired of. But they got something through his testimony. It was not planned. My dad didn't bring anything. Unprepared as he was, he just gave his testimony. But that's why we are chosen. That's why we have something in us that sets us apart. It's not ourselves. It was the Spirit of Almighty speaking through that pastor. And it's the Spirit of Almighty in us that sets us apart. Let's not think we are special people. Like I said, there are smarter people. There are richer people. And yes, Pops, there are way better looking people than us out there. The world takes care of its own. Oh, my younger brothers and sisters, think not that the world will take care of you. It will use you up. Take the advice. I don't even have to preach anything. My elders are saying it. Because they've been through it. Miracle. You just turned 19. But trust me, trust your parents, trust your aunties when they say, the world do not care about you. We are living amidst in the world, but we cannot be a part of the world. No, we can't. Now, what we can do, and it was in the New Testament, I forget where it was, or Timothy, or one of the disciples' books, where it said, don't say you were tarry here and there, here a little, there a little, making business. It's James. But say instead, if the Father wills. But what does that tell us? That even they were concerned about some finances. But they were using the world. Not the other way around. They figured out what it takes to fund the body, and they were using what the world has set up to gain that fund and sustain the body. Do not be used by the world. Know how the world works. Know how it operates, but don't become part of it. Take what you can, take what you should, but don't be part of it. Don't get so caught up in running and gunning that before you even realize it, the last Shabbat you kept was when you were 19 years old. Knowing full well you were born and raised keeping the Shabbat. Because it's tempting. Money never is enough. There's always something. We know. They always have a Forbes list 100. This man is richest. This man is the richest. Goes on and on and on. Pretty soon we'll have our world first trillionaire, probably. Do you understand how much money a trillion is? Each of us here could have $1 billion every day for a year. It's still not going to be $1 trillion.
You have 1,000 days to spend a birthday for one.
Do we know how much $1 billion is? Well, I don't have to guess because I'm never going to have $1 billion, so I don't care about it one bit. But that's what greed is. That's the pride of man operating. Having more just to have more. It'll never be enough. That's why you take what you should get, and that's it. Don't look at someone else thinking, oh, well, they got 5 boats, I want 6. They got 6 cars, I want 9. They got 10 houses. I want 15 houses. None. Can we bring any of that in the grave? No, what will happen is, if you have children, your children will kill each other to have those houses, to have those cars, to have those boats. And their children's going to do the same thing. Nothing like greed. That's why we go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5. See, my brother Shannon says, he knew. He knows. He's been reading. He's been teaching. That's a miracle right there. My brother Shannon is a living testimony. I remember the first time he sang here, he was standing right there, and he sang a song from Prince of Egypt. You remember what it was, Shannon?
No, it's Joseph.
Yeah, it was Prince of Egypt, isn't it? The movie. Oh, the other one? He sang that song, and every Shabbat after that, he was singing right here. And in many Sabbaths later, he's teaching right there. Nobody but Yah. Verse 5, it says, let your conversations be without covetousness. Or in another version, it says, be without the love of silver. And what? And be content with such things that you have, for he has said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee. That is Almighty as saying, it's not money, it's not things, I am enough. Me witnessing your life, me being there with you all the time, and that's my promise. I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee. That is enough. And you know that's a quote. It's in if you want to find the original, it's in Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6. But isn't that funny? How it was Saul put that verse from Deuteronomy into the context of people's love for money. Because sometimes that is what pulls away people. They see the world and its success in playing its own game and being a part of its own system. And they all think, I want a piece of the pie. I deserve at least that much. But through the Spirit of Almighty, as Saul put that verse in there, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Like I said earlier, if he doesn't do anything else, he has done enough. How many of us can truly say that? Huh? That even if we get sick again and again and again, we know that even if he doesn't heal me from this, that if he doesn't do anything else for me today and forevermore, we know he won't, because he's a good and loving Father, a merciful Father. But at least we can say, even if he doesn't, he has done enough.